Shalom Chaverim! Hi friends, I'm Morah Aliza, and today we're talking about the holiday Purim. Yay! Happy Purim, Chag Sameach, happy holiday. This fun holiday usually comes around March. On the Hebrew calendar, it's the 14th of Adar. How did it get that special day? Wait and find out. This fun holiday is celebrated as a full embodiment of the physicality. We eat and we drink and we share food and special meals and great celebrations. We bring gifts to our friends and gifts to the needy. And we eat special cookies shaped like a triangle called Hamantashen after Haman, boo, the villain of our story. And delicious things are stuffed inside, like poppy seeds or jam or any delicious thing you can think of. You can stick in there and make a delicious treat. People often wear masks, as this holiday is about expressing a different side of yourself. Now, if you are of age and it's appropriate for you, we're encouraged to drink alcohol because puts us in a different state of mind, and it allows you to see things from a different perspective. And Purim's all about mixing it up and seeing things from different perspectives. You're supposed to drink, they say, if you do it safely, until you can't tell the difference between blessed Mordechai, yay, and the evil of Haman, boo. Now, Yom Kippur is actually related to Purim. Isn't that interesting? Yom HaKippurim. Purim means lots because the villain Haman, boo, in an attempt to prove that the world is just chance and there is no path or purpose, he picks a lot to pick the date of the death of the Jews. But wait and see if it's really as chance as he thinks it is, or if maybe there's actually more path and purpose behind the scenes than he thinks. Now, it's related to Yom HaKippurim, Yom Kippur, because lots are drawn for the two goats taken to the temple in Jerusalem. One goat was set for sacrifice and the other was sent off into the wilderness, meant to carry our sins away. As lots are drawn on both, there's a certain comparison, but it goes deeper than that. Because Yom Kippur is all about abstention, fasting, quiet, removing yourself from the world. Shabbat HaShabbaton, the great rest, the stopping. That's one way of learning about ourselves and seeing things from a new perspective. The flip side is the physical party action that Purim brings. We read the Megillah, the story of Esther of Purim, together in the synagogue, and we stamp our feet, boo, when we say the name of Haman, the villain, who tried to kill our people. And when we hear the name of Mordechai and Esther, we can fill our hearts with joy. You can make a grogger to shake and make noise, or any other funny noisemaker that you can, just to stamp out the name of Haman. Boo. What's the story? What's the deal? Who are these characters, and now what's this wild party all about? Well, back in Shushan, long ago, up in the Assyrian Empire north of Israel, there was a silly king, Achashverosh. And he had a wife named Vashti. He starts out at a fabulous party where it's been going for days, and they got a little bored of all that fabulousness. And they thought, well, what could mix it up a little? Let's invite Vashti, the queen, to come dance for us. I know. Let's ask her to do it naked. Why not? Yeah, she politely declined. And his ego was bruised, and so he banished her. How dare you say no to me? Well, as it turned out, the position of queen was then open. And a great search began. A fabulous contest to find the new queen. Meanwhile, down in the town of Shushan, the advisor to the king, arrogant and not so confident, perhaps. Well, this man, Haman, boo, was riding through the town on his horse, insisting that everyone bow down to him. Well, there was one man, Mordechai the Jew. Mordechai, what a guy! And he said no. He had the audacity to stand up and say, I don't bow to other people. It's just not my way. It's not my people's tradition, and I won't do it. Well, Haman, was very angry. His ego was bruised, just like the king's had just been by Vashti. But here, Haman, was being injured, he felt, by Mordecai, who was standing by his values. Haman went back to the castle, up to the palace, and he said to the king, oh, these Jews, they don't respect you, they don't like you, let's get rid of them. And Achashverosh was like, I don't know, seems a little drastic. Let's keep it in mind and see what happens. Mordecai, as it turns out, had a niece named Hadassah. She was a lovely, brilliant young woman, kind, wise, and very brave. Now Mordecai said to Hadassah, take on your Persian name, Esther, go up to the palace and see if you can't become queen. What? Really? Me? Yeah, you. Get on up there. Okay. So off she went and included herself. She was sure to do it in her own way. Esther did not just cover herself in gems and sparkles and all of the glamour and glitz that the other ladies did. She was simple, classy, elegant, and her inner light shone through, making her far more radiant than anyone else around her. And the king noticed. Boy, did he notice. She blew him out of the water and he said, be my bride. Come, be the queen with me. She said, okay. Mordecai said, shh, don't tell, you're a Jew. Keep that part a secret for now. And so she agreed. She went by Esther and became the queen. One day, when Mordecai came to visit Esther, and as he was waiting at the palace gates, he overheard two guards talking. And they were discussing something nefarious. Let's kill the king, they said. Oh no, heard Mordecai. And he quickly told Esther, who told the king, and the plot was averted. Yay, the king was saved. The guards were taken away, and in the great book, the scribe wrote, Mordecai saved the king. A little while later, time passed and things were going smashingly. The king couldn't sleep. He couldn't sleep, and he called the scribe, and he said, come and read my journal to me. I want to hear something sensational. And so the scribe just happened, chance or fate, to open up to the part where Mordecai had saved the king from an assassination attempt. And the king said, well, have we done anything to thank this great man who saved my life? No, said the scribe, it doesn't look like you have. Oh, this must be remedied immediately. And the king invited in Haman, his great advisor, to advise him. The king says to Haman, Haman, what would you do to celebrate a man the king wishes to honor? Haman, of course thinking it was for himself, thought, what do I want? And he said, King, I know what you should do. You should clothe this righteous and extraordinary individual in your greatest robes, put him on your finest horse, parade him through the town, saying, this is a man the king wishes to honor. Send someone out saying that in front. Great idea. Really, this'll do it. The king thought, and he said, you're right. Haman, you're right. Let's do this for Mordecai. No, not Mordecai. Oh, Haman's nemesis. Oh, he had to take Mordecai, of all people, through the streets in the king's robes on the king's horse and announcing, here is a man the king wishes to honor. Well, that did it for Haman. He said, that's it, no more Jews. And so he went to the king and he said, King, these Jews are dangerous. They are a threat. They don't honor you. They will rebel against you and you must do something immediately. Get rid of them. Okay, says the king, if you really think so, if you're really that sure, go ahead. And he took his seal and stamped the decree, and out it went. Ha 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 ha! It's mine now, Mordecai, you're mine, and all your people will be destroyed, gone. He went home and he put dates in a pot and he picked one out. He pulled lots, thus the name Purim, just because he wanted to show you and your God, although God is never mentioned in this story directly, but the influence and fingerprints are all over. Well, this random day of Adar 14th came out. Was it chance or fate? We'll see. But he thought it was totally random, and he said, that's the date I'm going to kill all the Jews. Well, it wasn't too long until Esther heard about what was going to happen. She and Mordecai talked and decided the best plan, he told her, was for her to go to the king and to ask him to please spare her people, spare her own life. Esther was terrified because she wasn't invited to have an audience with the king. And if you're not invited and he doesn't extend his royal scepter to you, you will be put to death. A little bit of a risk there. So she and her community fasted and prayed and prepared and went in with their best courage and their best plan. And dun, 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 the king extended his scepter and she was welcomed in. Yes! And he said, what can I do for you, my queen, my love? And she said, oh, please, you could do me the great honor of coming to a feast, a private gala just for you and your top advisor, Haman. Boo. He said, that's the best. I would love to, of course. And so the next day they went to this great feast, this private gala filled with the most delicious food and wonderful entertainment. She wined and dined them. And then at the end of the night, the king said, please, let me give you something in return. I will give you anything you ask for, up to half of my kingdom. And she said, all I want, my dear king, is for you to come back tomorrow to another party. Yes, the king said, that I can do. And Haman is thinking, I am hot stuff. I am in on this private, awesome gala. I'm so important. Just you wait. The next night, Esther serves up another extraordinary feast. They wine and dine and ooh, the fabulousness. Happy and full and tired at the end of the night. The king again asks Esther, ask me for anything, please. I'll give you anything up to half of my kingdom. She says, I just have one request. Please, spare my life. What? Who would dare threaten the queen? Who would dare? And she said, him, Haman. I am a Jew, and he wants to kill me and my people. Oh, no, I didn't know that, said the king. Oh, how awful, how terrible, this must be stopped. And off he went to see if there was anything he could do about it. Oh, Haman was beside himself, terrified, knowing the game was up. He threw himself at her feet, and it looked as though she were being attacked. The guards rushed in and grabbed him, and let's just say that was the end of Haman. That sealed his fate, as it were. Well, the 14th of Adar turned out to be a slightly different occasion. Because the king could not overturn his own edict, he could only make a new one, allowing that the Jews could fight back. Now, Jews, as we have always been, are excellent at organizing, and they did just that. They organized themselves and prepared to defend themselves, and they did such a good job on this awful bloody battle that many chose to convert and say, no, it's okay, I'm with you. In the end, the Jews were spared. They fought back bravely, defending themselves as things calmed down. Haman, boo, and his 10 sons were hung on the gallows that Haman had built for Mordecai. A turning of the tables, to be sure. Well, after this, things went back to a new kind of normal. Haman, boo, the advisor, was replaced by Mordecai. Yay, what a guy! And he was able to protect the Jewish people and help the kingdom thrive. It's a pretty important position, being assistant to the king, top advisor. And most of the rabbis agreed it was the best job for him and the most important thing he could be doing, protecting all the Jews of Persia. But there were a few rabbis because we don't always all agree, that thought, well, advisor to the king is pretty great and all, but Mordecai, he used to be a teacher. Because we value education above all. And hopefully he was a teacher to the king, at least. Wonderful, wonderful celebration of Purim! I hope you have a great time and that you are able to share some of your knowledge in teaching others and enjoying this great festival of Purim. Chag Sameach, happy Purim. I'm Morah Aliza and I'm so excited to share more learning with you soon. Check out my channel for other videos and my Facebook page, Morah Aliza. Talk to you soon. Bye!